Noswaith dda. Good evening and welcome to this live Q&A session, live question and answer session for Coleg Cambria. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. So hopefully you're either a new student who's joined us this week, or you may be potentially a student who wants to come and join Coleg Cambria. Either way, we're here to answer your questions this evening and tell you a little bit more about the college. So thank you very much for your time. This will be live for the next, up to an hour, depending on the questions we have. And we are joined here this evening by a beautiful panel of people who are all involved in the college. And we're going to, first of all, introduce ourselves. So my name's Lizzie Stevens. I'm the Director of Inclusion and Progress at the college. So I'm responsible for equality and diversity, learning support, mental health and wellbeing, all that sort of wraparound support. So if you've got any questions about that, you'll be able to ping them in and I will try and answer them for you this evening. I'm going to introduce you to the rest of the panel. Well, I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves, actually. And I'm going to start with Owain.
Thanks, Lizzie. I'm Owain Roberts. I'm Head of Marketing, Admissions and Communications at the college. I'm responsible for the promotion of the college, communication from the college, and everything with regards to the application process right up to enrolment.
Thanks, Owain. Thanks very much for joining us here this evening. Emma, you're next.
Hi, yes, good evening. My name's Emma Stedman. I'm Library and Academic Skills Manager. So I oversee the libraries across all of the sites. You're bound to get to know our team pretty quickly and we're really looking forward to meeting you.
That's lovely. And Emma has a lovely team of people on every site, all there waiting to help you with all things IT, books, academic skills, but she'll be able to tell you more about that a bit later. Ellen Croso, welcome.
Hello, diolch Lizzie. Noswaith dda. My name's Ellen van Bodegom. I'm the Welsh Skills Curriculum Director for Coleg Cambria, and my role is ensuring learners can develop their Welsh skills across all subject areas. That could be from complete beginners to fluent Welsh speakers.
Diolch, thank you. And so if you have got some questions, anything to do with Welsh, then Ellen is your person and she's here with us this evening to answer those questions. Bethan, you're next on the screen.
Evening, I'm Beth Ann Charles. I'm Head of Learner Services. So I look after student services, which is your transport, your funding, your information, advice and guidance, safeguarding, and then also enrichment, so learner experience. So the additional activities such as the chaplaincy, Active Cambria, Duke of Edinburgh, Enterprise, Learner Voice, all that sort of extracurricular goings on that happens across the college. Thank you.
Thank you. And that's great. I'm glad you're here with us this evening because I'm sure there's going to be lots and lots of questions all around what clubs are available, what food's available, and all of the other things that make student life so exciting here at Coleg Cambria. Thanks, Bethan. Kelly, you're next.
Hi everyone, my name's Kelly Mapp-Jones. I'm Head of Information Systems at the college. So that means I look after all your learner data, your learner records, anything related to your timetables and exams. And it's also one of my teams that distribute your lanyards on your ID. So I'm sure there'll be questions about where you get those from. Thanks.
That's one thing I'm sure people will be asking about is lanyards. We all wear our lanyards. So if you want to know more about that, you'll have a chance this evening. Jill, over to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Lizzie. My name's Jill Price. I'm the Curriculum Director for Skills in Deeside, Fleet Valley and Northup. So when I say skills, we generally mean things like your English and your maths, and digital literacy and employability skills as well. But we also do things like essential skills Wales, which is a different way of sort of like developing those maths and English skills, which I may well talk to you a little bit more about later. Thank you.
Thanks, Jill, and thanks for joining us. I'm sure there will be questions and people wondering about how maths and English and skills works in the college. So we're really pleased you're here with us tonight. And last but very not least at all is the lovely Miriam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Lizzie. Hi, everybody. I'm Miriam Riddle. I'm head of D-Side 6. So I'm here tonight if you've got any questions on either of our A-level sites. So if you're at Wrexham, where Yale is, or if you're in D-Side, just send them in. Thanks very much.
Thank you. And I'm hoping if you have joined us this evening and you are part of our sixth form, or even maybe you're just thinking about joining our sixth form, then any questions you've got, you'll be able to throw those in, and Miriam is the perfect person to answer them for you. So how's it going to work? Well, over the next 45 minutes or so, we're here to answer your questions. We have already had some questions in throughout the day, so we'll endeavour to answer those as well. All you'll need to do is pop them into your social media device, and we will be able to answer them as we go along. Don't worry though, because if you don't have a chance to ask any questions tonight, you might think about something later and or think, oh, I wish I'd asked that. Don't worry, because you can still send your questions in using a variety of methods, and we will answer them either tomorrow or at the very latest on Monday. So we will get back to you. One of us or our teams will be able to get back to you and answer your questions. So how can you do that? You've got a variety of ways. You can either pop it in now and we'll answer it on screen, or you can go onto our website, which is www.cambria.ac.uk. Am I right, team? Yes, I think I am. You can pop that in, or you can phone us. So I'm hoping the phone's going to come along at the... Oh, here's our website. That's the website. Or you can ring us on 0300 30 30 007. So please do give us a call. So we have, like I said, we have had some questions in earlier today. And the first one, which I think is on a lot of people's minds, so if you've been here this week and you've had your timetable, we have had somebody just saying that they're not sure that their timetable's right and what should they do. Kelly, would that be you?
Yeah, I can answer that. So your timetable may not quite be right yet, and that's still due to learners still confirming places and us needing to group them. So what I would say is make sure you've downloaded our college app, because as soon as we put you in a group or change a course, your app should update. If for whatever reason you are struggling with the app or you've got some queries on how you do that, Emma's team can help with that, or you can send us an email, welcome@cambria.ac.uk, and one of the team will pick that up for you. If for whatever reason you need your timetable urgently and you're worried that it's not there, again, send us an email to welcome@Cambria, and one of my team will download it and email it over to you. But please don't worry, we will get your timetables out to you before you start next week.
That's absolutely brilliant. And the key thing is there not to worry. The thing is with the first couple of weeks, there are so many staff around who are able to help you at the college. So please don't worry about any of these things. They all work out, and there's lots of people who can help you. And as Kelly said, you can contact them in a number of ways. So thank you for that, Kelly. If you've got any more questions about timetables or any other questions about your courses, do pop them into your social media and we will answer them this evening. Okay. There's a question that comes up an awful lot during these couple of weeks, and it's one for you, I think, Emma, is about resetting passwords. Are you able to? How can they get help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're having problems logging in, you can come into the libraries. All of the team there are going to be well equipped to help you reset your password, whether you're a returning learner and you can't remember it from last year, or if you need to get it reset this year, you locked yourself out of your account or something along those lines, we can absolutely help you. And there is a new process being introduced this year, which might sound a little bit confusing at first, but it's just all about keeping your accounts secure and making sure that when you're logging in, it's your account that you're logging into and it's protecting all your data. So again, that's the sort of thing that my team will help with, and that's going to be called multi-factor authentication. So just one to be aware of. There's an additional app that will support you with as well to get that loaded onto your phone so you can get logged in safely.
So I think when If you've joined us this week and you've started your college course and it all just feels a bit new and a bit different and a bit confusing sometimes, then just to remind you that the library staff are there. They are so friendly and so helpful, and they help all of us as staff, but they're there to help you as well, to make sure that you know and what you're doing with all of the new devices and the new systems and things, because we know what it's like. We've all been there. We've all been there on our first week in jobs or on courses. So we're here to support you with that. Okay, the next question we had in earlier is one, I think, Ellen, it's definitely going to be one for you. And it's about somebody's wondering about being able to hand their assignments in Welsh.
In Welsh, yeah. So students have got the right to submit any piece of work that they want in Welsh, even maybe if their new tutor is not Welsh speaking. That does make a difference. They can submit all the written work in Welsh. They can receive bilingual feedback and notes on the work that they've completed. They can take part in assessment, interviews, tutorials, mentoring sessions, and any meetings that they would request also in Welsh.
That's wonderful, and I think the secret is not to worry about it or think about it. That's what the team are there for, to support with, isn't it? So we will ensure that we will make sure that you feel comfortable in speaking your own language. I think that's the key, isn't it?
Exactly. Diolch, Lizzie.
Thank you. So if you've just joined us, welcome. This is a live Q&A session, and it's for Coleg Cambria. And we're really focused tonight on thinking about your first week at Coleg Cambria, or for people who are actually thinking maybe you've left it, you're thinking have I left it a little bit late and want to know more about the college. Well, we're here to reassure you haven't left it too late, and we're here to tell you about the what's available at the college and why we think it's a great place to be, and why you should come and join us. So if you have got any questions, any queries, any worries, then please do pop them in and we will answer them tonight. If you don't want to answer them, if you don't want to ask them tonight, then don't worry about it. There's lots of ways to contact us. You can contact us through Facebook. You can contact us through the website. So I'm going to remember the website, www.cambria.ac.uk. Pop us a question in there. You can also, the website, if you haven't looked at it, it's brilliant. It's got loads of information in there, all about our support services, all about our courses. So there's loads of info in there.
There's sorry, can I just jump in there, Lizzie? There's also a section right at the top of the website that's purely for new starters. So there's a whole load of good information there, right front and centre at the top of the website. So if you have joined us in September and you do have any further questions after this, then there's a new student section right at the front of the homepage there with all the information in one place. So really handy.
Brilliant. So we've made it even easier for you to find out everything you need to know. If you prefer to have a chat with somebody, lots of different ways you can have a chat. If you're in college, you can come in and pop into our student services, our learner services departments. They're on every single site. But even if you're not one of our students currently and have some questions, you can also come in, because you can come into our main reception areas and you'll be directed to the student services area, and they can answer any questions you have. Also, if you would like to just speak on the phone, you want to have a chat, then you can phone us on 0300 30 30. I'm just waiting for the machine to catch me up. No. 0300 30 30 007. As if I should forget that. Okay. So like I said, we have had some questions in throughout the day and over yesterday. So one of those is around how to become a class rep. So that's a really exciting thing and something that's quite big at Coleg Cambria. Beth, are you able to tell us a little bit more about that?
I can try, but the learner engagement team, I'm sure, would do a much better job. So this week we've been having freshers fairs on each site. And they are arranged by the learner experience team, and in particular the learner engagement team. So they've been available on each site, but also after that, they'll be going into each class to see who wants to be a class rep and represent your area, your class, when it comes to things like the college parliament, and also we have site meetings every term to go through any issues that may be raised, whatever it is, so you can really represent your group of learners, your friends, your peers.
It's actually really good fun as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
of course it is. Yeah,
it's a great thing to be involved with. Also, you know, if you are wanting to, if you've got things to say, you want to get a point across, it's a great way to do that. But also it's great for UCAS applications.
Good for your CV. And being part of that student union. And then at the end of the year, we have CamFest as well. So that's a big festival that's held for our learners, just to celebrate everybody's success on getting through the year, whatever your achievement may be. So it's a real sense of belonging amongst the learners for I suppose, that student union feel, that student engagement.
Yeah, it is. And lots of students get involved with lots of different activities. There's loads of clubs and things like that, isn't there? And people really enjoy it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. So there's no obligation to join our clubs, but they're there on offer, and there's loads of activities available to you at the college. Yeah. Hi, Sarah.
Sorry.
Say again, Beth, sorry.
A great way to make friends and meet new people.
Yeah, it is. It's brilliant. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you. Very valid question. Really appreciate that. Parking. Bethan, I'm coming back to you. Is that something you can help with?
Yeah, so there is parking on site for learners, except at Yale. So because Yale's town centre, the parking is very, very limited. So there is no parking for students, unfortunately. But else on every other site, there is ample parking. So, yeah. So I don't know what site you're on, but hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah. And just a reminder, there are buses available for learners, aren't there? Yeah.
Yeah. And bike sheds. So, yeah, if you wanted to change your car for a bike, then we've got plenty of lockable bike sheds.
Yeah, good point. I hope that answers your question, Sarah. If you do have any further questions and you want to know more about transport or parking, I think pop them in and we'll answer them tonight. If you don't want to do that, then just let us know tomorrow. And you do have a dedicated email, don't you, for transport, Bethan?
Yep, transport@cambria.ac.uk, or we've got student services at cambria.ac.uk. That's
fab. That's really helpful. Thank you. So just for people who have just joined us, welcome. Croso, thank you for joining us this evening in our question and answer session for College Cambria. Here to tell you about what we're doing this week in the college, which is our most exciting week of the year, I'd say, when we greet our new students, but also to reassure people who are thinking about coming to College Cambria that we really do still have places, and we really still do want to welcome you into our learner community. Kelly, it's not too late to apply, is it? Or Owain, sorry.
No, it's not too late to apply. You can apply right up until October the 3rd, but I would recommend you getting the application in as quickly as you can do. Obviously, the sooner you get it in, the sooner you can get you into college and start enjoying life at Cambria and start learning on your new course. So we have some courses that are filling up, and we have been really, really busy this year. So if you do get your application in as quickly as possible, but the final cutoff date for full-time applications and full-time starts for this year is the 3rd of October.
Fabulous, thank you. And if you're not sure what to do or what's available, as Owain said before, the website, you can have a look on the website and look at our different courses, but also you can pop into student services. That's what we're there for. We're there to talk to you, explain to you about the courses. You can even have a little visit if you want. You can come and have a visit to the college. You can find out more. So it's not too late. That's the key thing. It's just come and have a chat with us, or or have a look yourself on the website. Okay, thank you. Keep your questions coming in. These are really great. And please do just pop them into your social media device. It'll come up on the screen. And we have still got questions to get through that we received earlier. And one of those is about A-levels, Mim. So if you're able to help with that. We've got somebody asking about their timetable. It's over 5 days. And they're saying, can they get a 4-day week? Interesting.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, what we try to do for all of the A-level students is block your lessons so that you're in for 4 days out of the 5, so that you've got a day working from home to do all the extra stuff that you need to do in terms of your homework outside of the lessons. Obviously, we said to you in the welcome assemblies on both sites this week that the computer will just generate a timetable for you. If it's not working for you, come and see us and we will do absolutely what we can to make sure it works. There are a couple of combinations that we can't promise a 4-day week for, but what we can do is try and condense your days so that you've got some days when you finish perhaps at lunchtime. But just pop down and see myself or Rob if you're coming to Deeside 6th, or Gaz and Mel if you're at Yale, and we'll do what we can to try and make life a little bit easier for you. Just make sure you are working in that day from home.
That's brilliant. Thank you. Because we do understand, don't we, that people have different pressures and different things going on outside. And our job is to ensure that you get the very, very best education and the very best opportunities that you can have whilst balancing the demands of life. So we promise you, Mim and the team are all very, very friendly and welcoming, and we'll always try and help you with any of your queries or your worries. Thank you. If you have just joined us, please do welcome, and please do pop your questions in. In the meantime, I knew this question would come up sometime today, and it's all about skills, maths and English. Jill, I knew it'd come up. And the question is about the difference between GCSE and ESW. Are you able to explain that for us, please?
I will try my very best. Okay. Yes, GCSEs is obviously traditionally what you guys have probably done in school. But when you get to college, there are different routes to still be able to develop those maths and English skills. And they come under the title of Essential Skills Wales. Now, the difference is that they're more practically based, and they're also in 2 parts. So you have like a written controlled assessment, and then you have a test. So it's a Gola test that's on a computer. Now, the big difference, and what I think is something that we all need to consider, is that you have more than one chance of passing in Essential Skills Wales, rather than the traditional GCSE where it's all down to 1 day. So if you get anxious, or if you have some additional learning needs that means that you struggle sometimes, Essential Skills will probably be the best route for you. Now, I'm not saying that if you've got additional learning needs, you can't do GCSEs. We have many, many students that are very successful with GCSEs, but it's just a different approach. So if you have got a D grade, you have the choice of doing a GCSE or essential skill. Lower than that, we would always suggest Essential Skills. And the great thing is level 2 is equivalent of a C at GCSE, and lots of universities are now accepting that. So it's something that it's very important. If you've got a specific route that you want to take, do check with the universities. But each year there are more and more universities accepting Essential Skills or functional skills, what they call in England. So, it's just a different way of showing your capabilities in maths and English.
I love that. And I totally understood what you said there, and it made a lot of sense. If somebody, if they're still not quite sure, how do they get in touch? How do they find out more?
They can contact our skills team at skills@cambria.ac.uk, and obviously through myself, but and the same in Yale and the other sites as well. So if you want to contact, that is what you need to do.
Brilliant. And I think the thing is, we want to make sure that you are on exactly the right course and you're doing exactly the right things that suit you, that make sure you're happy with it all. And we're all there to help you with that. If you are struggling, I'm glad you mentioned it, Jill. If you are struggling, then we've got lots of different avenues. Emma, academic skills support, that's a really good way to get some support, isn't it? Not necessarily for maths and English, but in other ways. Do you want to explain a little bit more about that?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so as part of my team, we have academic skills facilitators on every site, and they can support you with skills that are really going to boost your studies and boost your confidence in your learning. So whether that's something like how to plan an essay or how to structure an essay properly, how to reference sources that you might use, or even how to do the best research that you possibly can, my team can help you with that. You'll probably come and see some of my team in group sessions as part of your progress coach sessions. But we also offer one-to-one support as well. So if you've had a group session on maybe exam preparation and exam tips, and you're still thinking that you could do with a little bit more in-depth support on that, then you can self-refer to one of our team and they'll set up a series of one-to-ones with you. And that applies to anybody that's coming into the college.
Fantastic. And while we're on the subject, I may as well tell you a little bit more about some of the wider support services in the college. So we have a fantastic, if you've joined us already this week, you will already have seen our wellbeing hubs, but we do have a fantastic team of wellbeing advisors, also resilient staff who are there to support you. They will help with developing your skills in being able to manage situations, to overcome some anxieties. We do appreciate that some people have a lot of anxieties, and we're there to support with that. We also have a great additional learning needs support team. So we've got specialist tutors on every single site. And I promise you, they're all really lovely. If you haven't met them already, do pop in and say hi to them. And they are there to support with things like exam access arrangements, which you may have had at school. But they'll also work with you to develop any strategies, work with your tutors to make sure that you have all the resources you need. So really quite a wraparound support. While you're at college, if you haven't met them already, if you've joined us already, you'll already know who your progress coach is. But progress coaches are also there as a point of contact. So wherever you go in the college, you can't escape us. There's always teams around you and there's lots of people to support. So just talk to somebody and they will make sure you get to speak to the right one. So thank you for that. And I'm glad we got onto the topic of support because it does worry people sometimes is what is available for them. Just another question that has come up, which Emma, it's still for you, I'm afraid. So sorry, you're really in the spotlight there, is about books and people not sure what books they might need for their courses. And this might lead on a little bit to as well, what uniform and what equipment is required. So if I start with you, Emma.
Yeah, absolutely, no problem. So once you start working in your tutor groups or with your progress coaches, you'll start to get a better idea of what books you might need. And when you're studying your A-levels, you're going to have a very set of books that are going to apply to each of your subject areas. The libraries provide access to these books in either a physical book or a digital version. So we've got a whole raft of online resources that we can provide for you to access ebooks and platforms with information and streaming platforms, all sorts of things that you're going to be able to use to make sure that your research is appropriate for your level and for your course and your subject area. So yeah, in terms of how that works for kit and the like, you might actually find that you're entitled to some support with funding to provide access to some of these titles that you can purchase from our libraries as well. So we do actually try and provide all of the books that you may need available to you at cost. So you'll find them at a really good price, usually better than you would pay for if you went out and bought them on Amazon. And that funding might be there to support you with that as well.
That's really great. Thank you. And what about kit lists and equipment? Does anybody want to answer that? No? Okay, I'm just going to say that your tutor will tell you what you require. And if you are worried about the kit that you might need and you need financial help, then student services will be able to help you with that.
I can come in there as well as if you want. So there's kit lists at the course that you've applied for on the website. There will be a kit list attached to that if the kit's required. Be quite right. You can speak to your tutor about that or your progress coach, and they can inform you about that. But kit list information is available on course profiles on the website. But as you say, you can just speak to members of staff around the college, your tutors, your progress coaches, the student services, and we'll all be more than happy to help you.
That's it. Thank you. So if you have just joined us, welcome to this question and answer session for College Cambria. We're here to talk about all things in the first few weeks of college. So whether you're thinking about joining us, if you're still not sure, hopefully we've convinced you to come and join us. We've told you that it's not too late to join us. If you've joined us this week and it's all going brilliantly and you're really happy, fantastic. Please do tell us that as well, because we like to hear it sometimes. We do like to hear the good things. If you've joined us and it's not going quite right and you're a bit worried about that, and maybe even thinking that, oh, I'm not sure this course is for me, then what we would say first of all is to stick it out. First weeks are always hard, they're always difficult, and they always make you nervous. That is totally normal. If you really are nervous or worried about your course, then we'll support your well-being. But also, it doesn't mean that you're stuck in the course. So, Bethan, what do we do?
Yeah, so we've got Swap Don't Drop that comes into play on the 15th of September. So usually it goes from earlier in the year, but this year we just want to make sure that we know the numbers on the courses. And so when we're giving you the information, advice and guidance, it's correct so that you can swap onto your course pretty much immediately once you've said that you want to swap. So that is, for example, you've started on hairdressing and perhaps you've thought, oh, I've made a wrong decision here. I should be on the beauty course. So we can help you change onto those courses. I'm not so sure. I don't know whether Mim wants to take a bit of this question as well. Say if somebody wants to swap onto A levels or maybe swap the A levels. Because like I said, we're going to start Swap Don't Drop on the 15th. But I know that there's transition hubs across the college at the moment. So when it comes to A levels, it is slightly different. So Mim, I don't know whether you want to jump in here.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Beth. And so getting the right A level combination is the key really to succeeding in it. So what we prefer you to do, either if you want to transfer over to A level or if you're already with us, is spend potentially the next week or so still trying out different subjects. Nothing is set in stone at the moment. Sort of mid-September, we'd say, right, even though we're slightly earlier than the rest of the official kind of swap don't drop period, we need to get you onto the right courses usually by about mid-September. Reason being, we've got A level exams staring kind of at you in your first year in May, quite early May actually. So half of the work you do at A level is completed before Christmas, then the rest of it by Easter. So we've got no time to lose really. So next week or so, trying out some different subjects, seeing what works for you. Always make sure you've picked A-level subjects that you want to do and that you're good at and you feel your skills are in, rather than what you think somebody else wants you to do or what you've been told to do. It's got to be right for you. Play the A-level game, get the 3 best grades you can from them at the end. That'll maximise your chances of getting to the best universities and the best kind of types of employment. But picking what's right for you and trying them out is key. So you can make an informed decision then once you've tried them out. So if you do want to swap, if you speak to any teacher on either of our A-level sites, or if you're on a different site, pop down to student services in the main reception area and they can point you in the right place. And then you'll be put in touch with us. We can show you when the different lessons are on and then kind of guide you really. So yeah, trying them out is key. Mid-September, you need to be sorted by then. Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. And just to reassure you all again as you're watching, that's what we're here for. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're going through, whatever's worrying you, don't worry. We've seen it before. You won't be the only one. So we'll be able to help. Hi, Alicia. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. and a really valid question. So I'm really happy that you've asked this, and I'm going to pass it straight over to Beth. And Bethan, are the Arriva bus passes £160 per term as well as transport for college?
Hi, yes. Unfortunately, we have had to introduce a subsidised cost for travel passes this year, but again, it's not the full cost. We are still paying the majority towards it, but it is £160 per term if you're over 19 and £90 a term if you're under 19. So it depends if you're travelling on an Arriva route, so that's the 10 or 11, or one of the Arriva routes around Wrexham or Chester, or are you on one of the college's routes as well? And the reason why it's different for under 19 and over 19 is because that's how much we pay for the Arriva passes. So that's what it's based on in terms of prices. So hopefully that answers your question. And if you do want to come in and pay, then just come into student services on any site. What I will say is, though, if you are struggling to pay for your transport costs, then come in and speak to student services or speak to your progress coaches. There is financial assistance available. We've got the financial contingency fund, which Emma touched on before, and we've also got EMA, or if you're over 19, we've got the Welsh Government Learning Grant. So if you are struggling and you are worried about it, just come in and speak to us.
Thank you, Beth. And Alicia, I really hope that answers your question and reassures you. Like Bethan says, don't hesitate to pop in and see us. Okay, so we finished the questions that we've had. Before we think about wrapping up, I'm going to be coming to the panel and putting them a bit on the spot. Because we're very aware that the first couple of weeks in college is very different, it's very new. So I'm going to ask everyone, what are your top tips for new starters? Or it could be a top tip for somebody who's thinking about coming. But what would you say to somebody who's joined the college, who's joined our college community? I'm going to start with Jill.
Talk about putting us on the spot there.
Absolutely.
I think the most important thing when we start college is to get to know people, because if you get to know people and the people around you, you're going to enjoy it more. You're going to have people to sort of like banter with and speak about any issues and that type of thing. So it's really important that you get to know some of those maybe key people within your VOC area, or the key people that will support you. Make sure, you speak to them, but also, remember everyone's in the same boat. So do go and reach out to people, speak to others, because they might be feeling the same as you. And the most important thing is, don't worry, and there's always people there to talk to.
Wise words from the wonderful Jill. Thank you, Jill. That's made me feel really assured myself. So hopefully it has for you as viewers as well. Mim, over to you. Top tip.
So following on then from Jill, I would say this transition is meant to be kind of a bit of a kind of brave thing to do. It helps you to develop resilience. You've been in school or other places for a long time. It's going to feel different, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Reach out to people. The more people you connect with, the more clubs you join, societies to get involved with, the more you'll feel at home. So if you are struggling, talk to any member of staff. They are superb. We're so lucky to work where we do, because everyone is just great and always there to help you. I've worked in kind of school sixth forms and colleges, and I really do think that Cambria are excellent when it comes to support. So don't ever feel like you're on your own. Talk to us and we will point you in the right direction of the myriad of people who can help you. Enjoy it. Good luck to everyone.
Oh, that's really lovely. Thank you, Mim. Kelly, top
Okay.
10.
Yeah, following on from what Jill and Mim have all said, Cambria is a community vibe. So I think the key is to make as many friends as you can, and don't be afraid to ask questions. We all wear these lanyards around college staff. So like Jill and Mim have said, if you have got a question, don't feel like it's silly. Please come and talk to anybody, even if we're in the corridors. Come and stop us, come and ask us anything you want. And if we can't answer, we can direct you to who you need. But I think key is to build that confidence to come and ask the question. If for whatever reason you're not comfortable talking, we have hundreds of email addresses that you can contact us on. welcome@Cambria, like we mentioned before. Just let us know what your problems are if you want to ask anything, and we will get back to you.
That's very reassuring, Kelly. Thank you, and very heartfelt as well, because that's exactly what our job is, isn't it? So thank you. Owain, why would somebody pick Coleg Cambria if they're sitting there now watching this and thinking, I'm not sure whether to apply? Why should they come to us?
I think Coleg Cambria offers something quite unique. I think Kelly's talked about the vibe that's at the college. It is really, really a friendly place to come and study. And there's loads and loads of opportunities. The people on the screen today look after some fantastic services that are housed in some amazing facilities at the college. They really, really are. Like, I'm so proud to work at the college. They really are sector leading. So I would say, come along to the college, meet new people, push yourself out your comfort zone, eat a little bit more each and every day. And really grasp your future, really. And don't worry, there are some really, really friendly people at the college, and there's some great opportunities. So come and have a conversation with us at Coleg Cambria.
That's really great, thank you. And hopefully that's reassured a lot of people who are watching about what makes Coleg Cambria so special. Ellen, I'm going to ask you in Welsh, please. Top tip or favourite thing about Coleg Cambria?
Top tip, na I ddeud hwn yn Gymraeg, ydy just cymerwch ran yn popeth. Dyn ni'n gyfeillgar iawn fel coleg. Dyn ni'n hapus i dderbyn pawb. Dyn ni eisiau chi i ymgantrefu gyda ni fel coleg. Mae sawl cymdeithas Cymraeg. And then I'll say this part in English, as everybody's already said, we're a very friendly, warm Welsh welcome. Any issues, any problems, anybody, like Kelly said for the lanyard, we're happy to help. The main thing for us is that you come to us, that you settle well, and all the staff, my pawb yn gyfeillgar, everybody's friendly. And as I said, the main thing is to take part, to join in, and any issues, if it's a small or a large one, we can solve, we can help. Never be scared to ask. A poblwch a mwynhewch.
Oh, that's wonderful, Diolch. Thank you so much. And last two, Bethan, top tip in a nutshell?
I think that there was a lovely buzz today across the college, but if you didn't feel that, perhaps, then please just come and speak to us. Or maybe if your day didn't go as you were expecting, then just make sure that you come and speak to us. There's some fabulous teams across the college. So yeah, get to know people like everybody else has said, and just come and speak to us, and we'll be able to sort it out.
Thank you very much. And very final word to Emma Stedman. Emma, what makes Coleg Cambria so amazing?
Well, I will say what is my top tip, I guess, for the new learners. My top tip is visit your library, okay? Because a lot of what we've just talked about can happen in your libraries. You're going to be able to meet people, get support if you've got any questions. There's places for you to just sit and relax if you're having a bit of a day where you feel like you're not entirely sure how your day's panning out. A lot of activities happen in our libraries as well. So some of the clubs and the societies and all those people that you might not have met yet but are going to become your new best friends are likely to be there, and you can meet them in your library. So we're a great inclusive and welcome space where you can get all that support and friendship that you might be looking for.
Fantastic. So that brings us to an end. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody on the panel. Thank you for giving up your time this evening. You're obviously very passionate and really care about making sure that everybody feels welcome and included in the college. Thank you to viewers. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you giving up your time, and hopefully we've been able to answer your questions. If not, as we've said throughout, but just to reiterate, then please do contact us tomorrow, early next week, whenever you like. You can go onto our website. There is a way to contact us through there, www.cambria.ac.uk. Give us a call. I'm not going to read the number out again, but give us a call, or contact any of our separate support services and functions in the college via the website. You'll get the addresses. Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you either tomorrow, Monday, or maybe even the week after if you're only thinking about joining us. Take care of yourselves, enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you soon. Nasta. Thank you. Bye-bye.